Hi everyone, sorry about that. Think we were just having some sound issues. If you can't hear us, just drop a message into the comments. Um, Hopefully you can, and thank you for joining us today. Happy National Doodle Day. We're here with Michael today, who's kind of our Doodle Day coordinator, and we're going to be chatting about all things Doodle Day. Michael's going to talk about what Doodle Day is, kind of how it came to be. We'll later be joined by Lauren, who's an amazing artist, and she's contributed a piece to this year's Doodle Day. So lots to be tuned into. So Michael, if I'll give the floor to you, if you could just tell us a little bit about National Doodle Day.
Of course, yes. So National Doodle Day started in 2004. So it's our 20th anniversary next year, which is really exciting. And hopefully we'll have some really exciting things planned for next year to celebrate that. I joined in 2021, so this is my third National Doodle Day. When I started, it was quite a bit smaller. We had about 100 on average celebrities, illustrators, artists taking part. And it's grown this year to a massive 600 pieces will be part of this year's fundraising auction.
That's amazing. So yeah, 600 illustrators, artists and celebrities. What's your process in kind of getting all those people involved? I know Doodle Day in the past was a little bit more celebrity orientated, and now it's very much kind of artists and illustrators. So how do you kind of get in touch with those people?
Of course, yeah. So I mean, we still do try and have a few celebrities involved. My process for that is almost a little bit like what's just in my head. It's based on kind of what I'm watching on TV, what films I've seen. I'll just kind of go onto a database, search the film, go through everybody in that and contact their agent and hope that someone gets back to us and says yes.
Yeah.
With artists and illustrators, I've tried a few things like going through Instagram and Twitter, but this year I found quite a lot of success in LinkedIn.
Okay.
Just putting out quite a few posts, kind of scrolling through people in artist forums, and actually it's really started spreading itself as a message.
Yeah.
This year's been quite exciting because a lot of people will be getting involved by me asking them, and then a few weeks later a few of their friends will message me and say, my friend who's an illustrator's on board, we're also illustrators, can we get involved? It's starting to really grow legs of its own now.
Yes, it's really cool. And I guess we might have some like artists watching us. I know this year's Doodle Day is very much on the go now, but maybe in future years can they reach out and get involved if we've got any artists viewing?
Absolutely.
We're always keen.
The sky's the limit with numbers, as I always say. Like, until probably yesterday, I was like, if you still want to get involved and you can get a piece to me by tomorrow, then send it in.
More doodles, the better. So I know this year's kind of the biggest, maybe the best Doodle Day with 600 pieces, but what else is new for this year?
Yeah, we've got quite a few new things this year. So probably our biggest thing is we've been working with schools for the first time with National Doodle Day. So I believe there's 95 schools around the country this year holding their own National Doodle Day art exhibitions, spreading the message about Epilepsy Action, and spreading kind of a nice, fun, doodly message this Friday.
Yeah, that's great. And I guess, can people get involved on like Twitter? Is there a hashtag we've got going on? Can people share their Doodle Day doodles with us?
Absolutely. We are encouraging everyone to get doodling this National Doodle Day. We've been working with a company called Zensa Labs, who are doing a giveaway this National Doodle Day. So if you tag us in your doodles with the hashtag Doodle Day Giveaway, the Beano illustrator Laura Howell will pick her two favorites and they will win a prize, which is very exciting.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's so much exciting stuff going on, and if anyone does want to look at all the amazing 600 doodles that are available for this year, do you want to just let people know how they can find those?
So it's www.epilepsy.org.uk/auction.
Amazing. And yeah, I think people are already bidding away, so get there quick. And it's open till Sunday afternoon.
Sunday at 5 p.m.
Perfect. So we're just kind of waiting to be joined by Lauren. She'll be tuning in any moment. So Lauren's an amazing artist based in Yorkshire, and she's we're just waiting for her to tune in. But if you are interested in joining Lauren, she's at Lauren's Cows on Instagram, and she does these amazing cow paintings. 30 years.
I'm sorry, I'm on maternity leave, and my child decided now was the time to just kick off. So we're just going to crack on through.
Okay. Amazing. Thanks for joining us today, Lauren. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're really good, thanks. I'm very excited about National Doodle Day.
I'm so sorry. This is so wrong. Bear with me one second.
No worries.
Okay. Hopefully now we have a slightly happier baby.
We've got an extra special.
No, we don't.
Right.
Can you stall for a moment and I'll come back?
Yeah, no worries. So I guess we could show some of the doodles that are for us this year. We're going to wait till the end to show those, but we've got Alice Oseman. If we've got any Heartstopper fans watching, creator Alice Oseman has done this amazing doodle, which my is holding up. Yeah,
Can we get that? Is that better? And it's signed by Alice. She's never done before for a charity, so we're very excited to have this available.
And I think this one is kind of the top seller at the moment, maybe the one people are after.
It is at the moment. Alice has just shared it on our social media as well, which she doesn't usually do, so we're actually quite excited to have done that for us.
Yeah, so that's really cool. You're all good now,
Back in
Lauren.
the room.
Brilliant. So thanks so much for joining us, Lauren. And
No worries. Was I live all that time? Oh my gosh.
Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. Okay, carrying on.
That's okay. So if you could just introduce yourself a little bit and let us know why you've decided to support National Doodle Day this year, that would be amazing.
Yeah, no worries. I am Lauren Terry, and I'm the artist behind Lauren's Cows. So yeah, we're an art and homeware brand specialising only in portraits of cows.
Amazing. And what was kind of the inspiration behind Lauren's Cows? Because it's quite a unique style, I think. And yeah, I wondered what kind of made you want to start painting the cows.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, I've always loved doing art, but I never did it in any kind of professional sense. And then I went off to drama school, trained there, moved to London. That didn't work out for me. And I just started getting fed up of the whole kind of scene, and I started picking up my art again. And yeah, so I kind of started doing a few paintings just for my own, just for fun. And I had a picture of a cow that I really loved. And I thought, right, well, I'll paint that. And when I took it to be framed, the guy who framed it also really loved it. And he said, I think a lot of people could really like this. So if you want to do 20 cows, I'll do an exhibition of your work. Mm-hmm. And that was back in 2011, I think. And yeah, I've been doing it ever since, and I just love it.
And I guess I'm quite interested in how has kind of art helped you with your health, your epilepsy? Has that had an impact on your health, kind of having a career in art?
Definitely. It's definitely one of the main reasons that I kind of wanted to pursue this, and that's because, epilepsy affects people in many different ways. I think the thing that people always think of is lights, that anyone epileptic can't look at flashing lights, and kind of that's the trigger. But it's all different things, and for me it's stress. So if I'm even working in a restaurant, when the restaurant was really full and everyone was, we were absolutely slammed, and there was people kind of shouting here, there and everywhere, and you're rushing around and stuff, even that, there was times when I would have a seizure whilst I was doing my shift, which of course is, you hate it happening. And I just knew that working, even living in London, working in a high tempo job, that I would really be risking my health, and also just be living in a kind of paranoia of what if, what that, and pushing myself too hard past my limits because I was worried what other people would think. So yeah, by being my own boss, that removes that. And although it has stress, when it does get too stressful, I can remove myself from the situation and kind of let myself have a breather and go off and photograph some cows, and just chill out.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I imagine being kind of self-employed and your own boss comes with its own stresses, but yeah, having that kind of ability to say, I'm going to manage my own time here must be quite freeing. And then having the relaxing, but painting is relaxing.
yeah, definitely. And we're a mother-daughter partnership, so kind of my mum really understands the situation, and she will notice kind of, even if I'm in kind of self-denial as to wanting to push through, she'll say, no, that's it, that's your day done, go off, chill out, have a sleep, just kind of regroup and come back when you're not at risk and you're feeling better, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's we've kind of spoken a little bit about how art has impacted your epilepsy, but I wondered if there was a way that epilepsy has kind of had an influence on your art in any way. I don't know, maybe a strange question, but
yeah, I mean, it's a hard one. I don't think so necessarily, but I mean, I think one of the things for me is the subject that I paint is just to make you smile. It's just to make you feel good about the day. It's to make you feel positive and stuff. And there's nothing to kind of read into. There's nothing. And yeah, and I think that's yeah, it's just kind of fun, life affirming. I don't know. Yeah,
they are really lovely, the cows are, and they're so relaxing to look at as well. Have you ever been inspired to make any draw any or paint any other animals?
I get requested an awful lot to do other animals, but at the moment it's just the cows are keeping me satisfied. There's so many breeds that I haven't even touched the surface yet, so yeah, it's at the moment it's what makes me it's what makes me interesting to other people, that I have just got this one thing, that I'm not kind of just somebody who paints, you know, animals. I'm a girl who paints just cows, and it's kind of that curiosity.
Yeah, they're so iconic as well.
Yeah.
If anyone does have any questions for Lauren as we go as well, feel free to drop them in the box and we'll ask Lauren anything if you'd like. We have got Lauren's doodle here actually. I think Michael has got it to show. So I think you were telling me the other day, Lauren, about what kind of cow this was, but my cow knowledge, it's not as good as
Yeah, no, she's a Holstein, so your typical kind of dairy cow, normally black and white, but I wanted to kind of do it in a Epilepsy Action style. So yeah, so I did it in the teal and pink of your guys' logo, and I didn't know how it would turn out, but I like it. So yeah.
Someone in the comments has just asked, what is your favourite cow?
I get asked this constantly. I mean, it's hard to pick a favourite, but one of mine is the British White, which is, you don't really see that many of them around and about, but they are an all-white cow, except for they have jet black ears and a jet black nose and muzzle. And there's something that's just so striking about them. And they have these absolutely gorgeous dark eyes and huge black eyelashes and a black, you know, little surround on their eyes, and they're just so stunning. They're absolutely captivating. So yeah, I think that's one of my favorites.
You often travel to different areas to kind of picture different cows, or do you usually stay in Yorkshire?
Well, I mean, there are a lot in Yorkshire, so you know, I'm kind of blessed in that way. That was one of the reasons I had to leave London, because you know we were pretty hard pushed to find cows gallivanting around. But yeah, I do go all over the place. When I'm asked to do commissions, I go here, there, and everywhere. So I've done some that are from Texas. I've done some from Australia. I've done some. You know, it's really great, and Instagram's fantastic for that, because people see my work and then say, "This is my cow. You know, would you like to paint this?" and stuff. And people take such great photos these days, and they're so willing to kind of donate them. Although I like to use my own photographs, there's sometimes that it's not possible. And when somebody has a photograph that is so engaging, and I just think I just can't miss out on the opportunity. I have to do it.
Amazing. And I think, have you supported National Doodle Day in the past, or is this your first year?
Yeah, I've done it the last 2 years, both times with Highland cow. So I mean, they went down very well. I was taking a bit of a risk doing a Holstein, because they're, you know, they're not I mean, they're popular, but they're not your normal designer cow, shall we say. The Highland is always kind of top notch in terms of popularity. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how she goes down. But it was just that, you know, it's fun to do something different for me.
Yeah. And what is it that you kind of like about National Doodle Day? Why do you get involved? Well, 3 years in a row now.
I just think it's a really fun way to get involved in charity, and sometimes charity events you can feel like they're so serious and you feel like there's this pressure to kind of support, and also you won't necessarily hear about an event unless it's a cause that you follow. But when there's such big names providing artwork that you can keep on your wall as a souvenir forever and ever and ever, it's great. Like the Epilepsy Action bit doesn't necessarily have to be the forefront of why people are doing it, but it's such a fantastic cause that they learn about as they kind of get involved with the process. And I mean, who doesn't love a bidding war?
I think
I'm like strapped to eBay, like, where are we?
I think, as Michael was saying earlier, it's been quite, especially this year, to bring like artists together as well. So it's kind of the action community, but then also the artist world, and it's really cool.
Well, I mean, that's fantastic, and you find new people that you love, like, and artists that you wouldn't kind of normally know, and even the artists, the name behind the things that you recognize from books, and you recognize the Marvel things, and you recognize, you know, things like that, but you never kind of really think about who has actually done it. You kind of think about the author maybe, but you kind of forget about the illustrator behind the work. So it's really nice to give them the acknowledgement that they deserve. So yeah,
someone in the comments has just asked, what advice would you give to someone who's watching and is maybe looking to get into art, maybe looking to pursue it as a career?
I would say, first and foremost, there's nothing that you can do that is wrong. Stick to your guns, do what you love doing, and yes, some advice is helpful, but the amount of people who said to me, you can't just paint cows, not going to work, you can't do it, and I thought, you know what, no, I am going to do it, and I'm so pleased that I did, because otherwise I wouldn't have been true to myself. And you've just got to kind of find things that work for you, believe in yourself. If somebody, you know, if you have quiet times and people aren't kind of buying your artwork, it doesn't seem to go well, just keep up the self-belief, do it. I wasn't professionally taught. The more that you kind of practice, the better you get. And just kind of go out there. But places like Etsy are a fantastic place to start, things like that, and just kind of, you know, you can even start doing printing at home and then kind of learn and develop. It doesn't have to be an expensive thing immediately, you know. You can start at any level and just pursue it from there. But if you really love it, it's worth giving it a shot, isn't it? If you don't try, you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Another question. Some people say that epilepsy has made a difference to their creativity. Have you found this?
I don't know. Not necessarily. I don't think. I think I've definitely got more of a creative mind than an academic mind. Yeah. And times when I was really low about my epilepsy and really sad about it and be like, oh, I wish I never had it, kind of thing, as a teenager. It ruins my life and all of this. And then my dad would say to me, if you didn't have it, you wouldn't have the same brain. Yeah. And that's what makes you you. So if you didn't have, you could be a really boring person who couldn't do anything else. Yeah, you wouldn't have epilepsy, but you know, you could maybe drive, but you might not be able to paint, or you might not be able to tell a joke, or you might not be able to, I don't know. So yeah, you've just kind of got to take what you have and just be grateful and just, you know, give yourself a break. Love yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice philosophy, that it wouldn't be your brain.
Yeah.
I really like. So I guess we'll just show Lauren's Doodle one more time, and if you want to go and bid on it, head to our eBay auction. We'll show you some of our other doodles as well in just a moment. But Lauren, thank you so much for joining us.
I mean, in 10 years' time, it's going to be worth millions, guys. So it's a good investment now, you know. It'll be on an Antiques Roadshow. It'll be fantastic. It's an heirloom. So,
yeah,
you know.
Everyone who's watching should go a bid on.
And I really hope I didn't flash my boob. I really
comment saying,
you know,
so
yeah, anyway, the life of a mother.
All right, thank you so much, Lauren. Stay on, or if you want to go and sort your baby out, that's no problem, but
that would be a good idea. All right. Okay. Speak to you later, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Bye. I'm going to turn around, turn off.
So Michael, if you could just maybe show us a few more doodles for anyone's watching,
Yeah,
so they can go.
of course. I picked like a bit of a variety just to kind of cover all the bases. So the first one I'm going to show is Taya. So Taya represented Austria at this year's Eurovision Song Contest. So she's drawing a little Edgar Allan Poe. And Taya's brother actually has epilepsy, so she sent us a really lovely message that's on the National Doodle Day Instagram at the moment about why she wanted to support us. And it's really nice to have her on board, and hopefully she'll be doing a few more things to support us in the coming months, which is really lovely.
It's a really cool drawing as well.
It's fun, I really liked it. The second one I'm going to show is by Saz Johnson, who has illustrated so many comics from Marvel to DC to the Star Wars comics. And this one is of Ahsoka Tano from the new Star Wars series. I believe he's currently working on some comics around it. So again, thought it was quite a topical piece to share with everyone. I also want to share which is my personal favourite, which is by Una Healy from the Saturdays, who are my favourite band ever.
Saturdays fans.
So getting Una involved was like a big career tick for me to finally get a Saturday on board. So yeah, it's quite nice, it's artsy, and I think we've got one more that I wanted to show, which is usually our highest selling piece, which is of course Paddington Bear, drawn by the fabulous R.W. Ali, who is hosting a masterclass tonight on Zoom, teaching people how to draw Paddington Bear. If you go to epilepsy.org.uk/doodle day, tickets are £5, and I hope it's a really lovely evening. I spoke to him last week, and he is like a real life Disney granddad. He's the nicest man I've ever spoken to. So hopefully it should be a really nice night as well.
And people can still get tickets for that. Is there a cut-off?
It's until 6 o'clock tonight. Tickets are available. They're just £5, and you'll be sent a Zoom code. But yeah, hopefully a really lovely doodly night with RWLE.
Perfect way to kind of finish off National Doodle Day as well. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. It's been really good to chat to Michael about Doodle Day, and Lauren was amazing to speak to. Obviously do go and look at the auction over on eBay and the RWLE event too. Head to epilepsyaction.org.uk/doodle day. Brilliant, thanks so much.